On January 13th, 1967, Cream played Southampton's Guildhall in England, and this is the poster that promoted the show. The band had just released their debut album, Fresh Cream. For this show, Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, and Ginger Baker were paid only £200, a humble fee for what is now regarded as the world's first rock supergroup. The poster was silkscreened using white ink on a thin black paper stock. It's in remarkable condition despite its fragile nature. Still, due to age, environmental factors, and the way the ink was applied, some areas have begun to show cracking. To safely relax the paper fibers, I'm going to slowly introduce moisture to the piece by misting the front and back sides, and then watch to see how the paper responds. The dense silk-screened inks make this step particularly risky. If the inked areas expand differently than the blank paper, the white ink could crack even more. To further complicate this process, there is a snipe applied to the front side, which needs to be reversed before the paper expands, or we run the risk of the paper creasing around it. A poster snipe is an extra piece of printed material that gets adhered to add or correct information. In this case, it was added by the promoter to include the month of January. And as you can see, it's being a bit stubborn and doesn't want to reverse. Because of its rarity and the added risks involved, working on posters like this can be especially stressful. Oftentimes, we can't predict exactly how a piece will respond, so we have to rely on years of experience to troubleshoot and make adjustments in the moment. The combination of heavy ink, thin paper stock, and the lack of moisture is preventing the sheet from lying flat. Squeegeeing with these wrinkles so pronounced will create significant creases in the paper, but I also don't want to use too much moisture and jeopardize the inks. To address this, I decide to introduce a small amount of detergent to aid absorption and encourage the paper fibers to respond more evenly. Finally, seeing signs that the paper can be safely manipulated, I use a brayer to work out the remaining wrinkles and then squeegee out the excess moisture. Our acid-free reversible adhesive is applied to the back side. The poster is then mounted onto Japanese Okawara paper that is temporarily adhered to an aluminum board for drying purposes. The next step is to re-adhere the snipe. Unfortunately, we weren't able to capture removing the poster from the board, but we have an after photo that shows the 1-inch paper margin that was left around the edges. This project came with its own challenges, but seeing the finished result is so rewarding.